If you'd like online business explained to you in a way that you can actually understand, go to latenightim.com/explain. It's completely free, and I made it just for you. Now, how about an episode?
This is the Late Night Internet Marketing Podcast, episode 84.
Late Night Internet Marketing.
This week on the Late Night Internet Marketing Podcast, I come to you live from the country of South Korea. It's a little hotel room. I'll tell you all about it. We take care of some listener feedback from a great new listener named Tony. I've got some things to say to him about some things that he's got planned. And we talk about this crazy new Penguin 3.0 update, how it affects you and what you should do about it. All this and more on the Late Night Internet Marketing Podcast.
The Late Night Internet Marketing Podcast.
You've been working for somebody else, but you want a business to run yourself. You want to know how to start, where to begin. Can you get out your comfort zone, my friend? Yes, you can do it right when it's late at night. At the end of the day, your dreams burning inside. So keep it up and you will find that you're building your business one night at a time.
And now, broadcasting late at night from a little studio in the big state of Texas, your host, Mark Mason.
Hey, everybody. How you doing? I'm coming to you live from South Korea. In the last 10 days, I've been to, Korea, South Korea. I don't go to North Korea. Too hard to get back out once you go there. And the Philippines. I had a good time in the Philippines. I've been to Malaysia, both to the big city of Kuala Lumpur. I love Kuala Lumpur. And the beautiful kind of retirement resort community of Malacca in Malaysia. I also made a stop by Taiwan, Taipei, and I had the best dim sum I've ever had there. I told you about that last week. That's a really good city to go have dim sum in, as you might imagine. And right now I'm connecting back through Seoul. I'm actually at the Incheon airport, and I had to take a red eye into Incheon. And so I spent 4 or 5 hours asleep in the Incheon Airport Transit Hotel. So I'm in a beautiful 8 by 10 room, which includes a bathroom, a television, 2 twin beds, a desk, and a mini bar, all in 8 by 10. So I am jammed in here, but it makes a great recording studio. And so I thought I'd catch up with you guys and let you know what's going on. So first thing I want to do, last week it was the first episode in a while. I got a lot of shout outs especially from my regular listeners. I really appreciate that. Chris, thank you for your note. Great to hear from you. You guys heard from Chris last week on the podcast. Also heard from Glenn and Maisie, Maisie's mom, actually, Crystal. And it's good to hear from you guys. I really, I know I say this, but it's one of the really cool things about doing the podcast is making connections with people. So I love it when you call me, and you can do that at 214-444-8655. That leaves me a Google voicemail. You can also hook up with me at latenightim.com/feedback. And the latest person to do that is a guy named Tony, originally from the UK. And he's been listening to a bunch of back episodes. So let's hear what Tony has to say. And I have a few comments about his call.
Hey, Mark. Good morning. My name is Tony Maiden. I've been listening to your show on iTunes. I'm on my way on a journey somewhere. Really enjoying the show. I'm listening to it, episode 34, about 2 years after you recorded it. But all the same, it's very useful to me. Looks like from your LinkedIn profile we have some similarities in common. I also have a manufacturing background myself from the United Kingdom, also in quality management and process improvement. I would like to use some subsets of my experience in a value-added proposition for non-profit clients, specifically process mapping and process improvement tools and video and the like. So I'm hoping to go through all of your podcasts and listen to them and really start to take on board your suggestions. Anyway, I just wanted to follow up your challenge to give you a call and say thanks very much again for the material. Anyway, best wishes to you. Speak again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
All right, Tony, thank you very much for the call. Just so you guys know, I edited that call a little bit to get some of Tony's personal information out of there. But couple things that jump out at me from Tony's call. One is Tony had sent me a separate note and said he has been trying to listen to episodes prior to episode 35 in iTunes, and he's unable to see them. I'm aware of that. I'm working on untangling my RSS feed. iTunes runs off of the RSS feed from your show, and so the source of your RSS feed varies depending on how your show's set up. In my particular case, I set it up a long time ago and used a thing that bloggers used to use back in ancient times called FeedBurner. Now, FeedBurner still works. It's still there. But it has some size limitations on the size of the feed. And so I'm having trouble getting more than 35 episodes in the, or more back farther than episode 35 for the show. So I'm working on that. I know how to fix it. I just need to take the time to do so, and I will be doing that. And when I do that, I will announce it on the show. So, Tony, stay tuned. Those first 30 episodes or so will be coming to an iTunes location near you soon. The other thing I wanted to say is Tony talks about wanting to do some things, some not-for-profit things to help people out. He's got this knowledge that he can use to help people. And he needs a way to get the word out. And this is one of the kind of the most amazing things about internet marketing. And it's kind of a reason, a side effect, a great benefit of doing the kind of affiliate marketing that I talk about on the show. So on Late Night Internet Marketing, a lot of times what we're talking about and talking to are people who are interested in making a little extra money on the side, either to escape their day job or to help better take care of their family or to pay their medical bills or to get that fancy car or whatever it is that motivates people. They're trying to make a better life for themselves. And as a result of that, you learn all kinds of things about how money moves around on the internet by doing affiliate marketing in general and by listening to this show specifically. You learn things about how to create a presence online, how to build websites, how to put your message out there so it can be seen. You learn how to think about how people are finding you and how to drive traffic to your site, either organically through Google or in some cases, I don't talk about this so much, but to pay money to get people to your site. You learn landing and conversion techniques about how to think about what you want people to do when they reach your site, and sales funnel things about what you want, what action you want them to take once they get there. All these things are things that help you make money, how to present offers to people, how to monetize. All these things are things we've talked about and that affiliate marketers talk about in general. One of the great things about having those basic techniques, in addition to the fact that it may help you pay your light bill, is that it can help you do whatever it is that you want to do with those skills. You can help build your website for your church. You can be on the board of your preschool and help them with their website to get their message out, maybe to reach more kids or grow that. Or, as Tony suggests, you can learn things about internet marketing to get a message online that helps people in a non-for-profit situation. So the message here is learning about internet marketing doesn't have to be all about just making money online and lining your own pockets. Although you can certainly do that, and people do with internet marketing. A lot of what internet marketing can be about is helping people achieve some goal that they need to achieve, helping people who know something about maybe helping children in Africa get a website online that helps them raise money so they can do that or whatever. But you get the idea. Internet marketing is a tool, and as a leverage position is something that you can use to really create some real value in the world. So that's great. I do this kind of thing. I help people with their personal websites. In the preschool example, I help my local preschool, church preschool that my daughter attends. I help them with their website. And you can do those same things too, because just by virtue of the fact that you listen to podcasts like this, you know more than 99.9% people about website design and internet marketing and landing and converting and generating leads and getting people to take action. And so that makes you very powerful in this world. And I encourage you, Tony, to do great things. And I encourage the rest of you to follow Tony's example.
It's time to get to work building your internet business. One night at a time.
One night at a time.
All right, so the next thing we need to talk about, and it's admittedly a little early to talk about this because this thing just hit, is Penguin 3.0. Now, most of you know that I'm deeply involved in the Rankings Institute, and the Rankings Institute is a group of people who essentially have paid money to learn advanced techniques about search engine optimization. And I've talked about that many times. You can hear about it in past episodes, and you can check it out at latenightim.com/RI for Rankings Institute. It's currently closed. There's nothing to buy there, but you can sign up to be notified. And I recommend that you do that, not even if you don't think you'd ever want to join Rankings Institute, but every time they launch the course, they send out incredibly powerful free information as a way to generate buzz around the next launch of the course, and I expect they'll launch it again in 6 months or so. In any case, the Rankings Institute guys are all over this latest update of Penguin 3.0. So I guess the first thing to talk about here, so we haven't talked about this in a little bit, people tend to get Penguin and Panda confused. And so what I can tell you about the difference between Penguin and Panda is that Panda is targeted at penalizing low-quality websites with low-quality content. And it was originally called the Farmer Update. It came out in 2011. And the folklore is that Panda's not actually an animal. Panda's a guy inside of Google who considered this algorithm, and his last name has something to do with Panda. It's Mr. Panda. I don't know if that's actually true, but that's the folklore. And to my understanding, and I don't claim to actually know what's going on. Only Google knows what's going on. But with the Panda algorithm, it's sort of a machine learning algorithm in the sense that thousands of real human beings reviewed websites, and then computers also reviewed those websites. And the Panda algorithm tries to correlate the things observed by those human reviewers with the things observed by the computer. And then once you correlate that with thousands or perhaps tens of thousands of calibration data points, then you can turn this algorithm loose on the web and have the computer recognize with some degree of accuracy poor quality websites. So these are websites that are ranking for whatever reason, but their quality is poor. Maybe they have duplicate content, maybe they're spammy, maybe they have too many ads, maybe they're poorly designed. There's lots of things involved in the Panda update. That's not what just happened. What just happened is Penguin 3.0, and Penguin is really designed to bring down websites that violate Google's webmaster guidelines with regard to SEO techniques, backlinking techniques, spammy backlinks, blog networks, and other kinds of techniques that are generally considered black hat. And so the Penguin 3.0 algorithm is the latest revision of that algorithm, which started, I think Google Penguin came out around April of 2012. So first there was Panda in 2011, then there was Penguin in 2012, and there have been multiple revisions of these algorithms since then. And the latest one, Penguin 3.0, has just started to roll out. Now, I say started to roll out because what is typical with these algorithms is that they will roll out slowly. I think that's because Google actually monitors the impact that they're having and modifies it as it rolls out. And so, the word on the street is that this may continue to, quote unquote, roll out for the next couple of weeks. And so, as you might imagine, because I'm in contact with a lot of people who are being affected by this algorithm, both through the Rankings Institute and through the Alex Miller's SEO company that I use, which is called PosiRank, over at posirank.com. You can go check them out over at latenightim.com/PosiRank, POSIRANK. Now, PosiRank's kind of a high-end SEO company. It's not for beginners, and it's not inexpensive. So I'm not suggesting that you go sign up for PosiRank. Please don't do that without talking to me. But I get a lot of information from the PosiRank guys, and they're in a really unique position because, as you can imagine, the PosiRank team and the learnings at PosiRank form the basis for Rankings Institute learning. They are in charge of thousands of websites for which there are hundreds of keywords being tracked. So from their perch at PosiRank on the back end of the PosiRank software, PosiRank offers a lot of very easy to order automated SEO solutions. And when I say automated, I mean you order what you want and people do the SEO, but the front end of it for you, from your perspective, it's automated. And so as a result of that, they get really good tracking. So Alex and the people over at PosiRank, like Jason, they know immediately what is going on with these algorithms because they're looking at hundreds, if not thousands of sites and thousands or really tens of thousands of keywords responding to these algorithm updates. And they have the additional advantage of knowing, at least for the SEO that customers have ordered through PosiRank, they know what's been done to those sites. Now, there's the additional noise of customers having done stuff in the past or having done stuff in addition to PosiRank. But the bottom line is, Alex and those guys know what's working and what's not working to a great extent. So the advice that I want to give you right now, the very most important advice that I can tell you about the Penguin 3.0 update is that if your site has been affected, don't do anything. Wait, because the algorithm is not yet done rolling out. And we've seen at least a couple of cases where Rankings Institute members have posted, "Oh my God, my site got hit." And then a couple of days later, their site slammed all the way back up to the top of the rankings. And so we know that part of this part of this Penguin algorithm reset is some amount of what we call Google dancing. Okay. And for those of you that aren't familiar with that phrase, Google dancing is what we call it when Google, for whatever reason, is messing around with the rankings of sites, and they'll drop out of site and come back, or drop back to page 4 and come back and go down and come back as things are trying to settle out. So my very, very first recommendation to you is absolutely do not do anything if your site is impacted. Don't start hacking on your site. Don't go in and start disavowing links and all this other kind of stuff. You will hear out there that the sky is falling, the world is ending, SEO is dead, Penguin has, changed SEO forever and it's no longer possible to get organic rankings. You'll hear people say all kinds of stuff. My caution to you is to be careful to only pay attention to people that have actual data. And I'm not one of those people, but I know those people. So you can decide whether or not to pay attention to me. But be careful. SEO is one of those things where everybody has an opinion. This includes me. You have to decide whether or not to believe people about SEO and believe their opinions. And most people out there don't know what they're talking about because they don't have any actual data. And, full disclosure, this includes me. I do not have visibility to thousands of sites like Alex does. But I know Alex, and so I kind of know what's going on. So that's my first bit of advice to you is just don't do anything. And we will, I'll give you some additional information. But what you need to generally understand about Penguin is that they are going after spammy links and gross, not even gross, just over optimization of anchor text. So the best way for you to fight that, very simply, is don't order spammy links to your money sites, to the sites that you're trying to rank in Google. If you see a product on the web that is offering 50,000 social bookmarks to your website, that is not going to help you because of these algorithms like Penguin 3.0. They're going to see that for what it is, which is a huge proportion of low quality links, and they're going to either ignore those links or worse, apply some derating factor to your site that's going to push you down in the rankings. And the thing about the Penguin algorithm that's kind of painful is it is what it is until they run it again. So once they assign this penalty to your website, it's going to take a while for you to recover it. And so, that's an issue that this is not something you're going to be able to fix overnight. So there's no reason to go freaking out and changing your website right now. Let's wait and see what happens. But the thing I can tell you is stop buying spammy links. If it sounds too good to be true, it is. You need really good, high-quality links. So, one of the high-quality links that you can still get are guest posts. Now, you're going to tell me, Mark, didn't you hear the other day that Google started taking down guest post networks, and now guest posts are dead? Well, the truth of the matter is, a guest post network where you can fill out a form and magically have a piece of content appear on some blog somewhere is really just a blog network, okay? They're disguising it as a guest post network, but really, if there's some highly automated way that you can get a backlink like that on some random site that no one's ever heard of, that is not a guest post, that's a blog network, okay? A guest post is exactly what it sounds like. You find a blog that is authoritative in your niche, you write quality content for that blog, and you point a link back to your site recognizing you as the author of that content, pointing people to where they can find more of what you've got to offer. That's a real guest post. Those are real. And that's a critical idea in blogging, that's inherent in the way really good blogs generate content. They have guest authors, and those guest authors have links back to their sites. If those are the kind of links that you're getting, those kind of authoritative guest post links, that's one example of something that you can continue to do that's still working, that you should be doing. So if you want to spend some energy, go get a list of the top 10 blogs in your niche, the top 10 websites, and write a fantastic piece of content that would be good for 1, 2, or 3 of those sites. And send them a letter, an email, and say, look, I've got this fantastic piece of content. It's attached. I'd love to post it on your site. Just so you know, I've contacted a couple of other sites. So the first one to reply gets the content. And if you're interested, let me know. I'd love to work with you. Boom. And then you've got a quality piece of content. And that piece of content should be approximately 1,000 to 1,500 words long. And it should include images, and it should include section breaks and so forth that make it look fantastic. And that will get you some guest posts. And in that post, you should have an author bio that links back to your site. And what I like to do is try to get in that information up at the top of the article, but a lot of times you'll be asked to put it at the bottom of the article. But the way to put it at the top of the article is to write an introduction that says something like, "Hi, my name is Mark Mason. As a fan of Joe Blow Blogger, I know you guys like information about blah, blah, blah. I have this expertise about blah, 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 and I wanted to share it with you today in this guest post, and Joe has been nice enough to give me a chance to tell you all about what I know. If you want more information about me, you can find it at latenight.internetmarketing.com," and then boom, you write a fantastic article. Is this a lot of work? Yes, absolutely. It's a lot of work. And, it takes effort to create that kind of content. Now, I will tell you, if you're looking for that kind of content, you can find writers to write this stuff. And we've talked about a little bit about how to hire writers off of Elance and places like that before. But if you're very specific about what you want, you can hire a writer and you can get this done for, it depends on who you hire. If it's a college student, maybe $10, $15. If it's a professional writer, maybe it's $30. But a good 1,000-word article that doesn't require a lot of editing is pretty easy to go get. There are plenty of people who are willing to do that for you. So that's what I have for you today. My advice to you: don't panic about Penguin. Wait and see. I'll be back to talk to you in a couple of weeks when things settle down. Second thing is, junky links are getting identified. Stop building them. Build quality links, and stop buying those spammy backlinks. You're just killing your money site. Don't do that. Those are my 2 recommendations regarding Penguin 3.0. I hope that helps you sleep a little bit better tonight, and I will be back to talk to you guys in about a week. Ciao.
You can do it right when it's late at night.
You've been listening to the Late Night Internet Marketing Podcast.
Be sure to visit latenightpodcast.com today to leave feedback for Mark. Download special bonus content, access the show notes, and more. See you there.
Until then, go and make some great progress on your internet business. One night at a time.
One night at a time.
Okay, jet lag city. So there's nothing quite like recording a podcast episode when you're just jet lagged. So I left Kuala Lumpur at, it was midnight Kuala Lumpur time. And it's a little creepy because I think most of you guys are familiar with MH370. When that flight left Kuala Lumpur, I had actually flown a route very similar to that on an aircraft identical to the one that went missing about a week before all that happened. And I was sitting in the same lounge, and I'm not afraid to fly or anything, but it is a little creepy. I was on Korean Air this time because I was headed to Incheon, so I wasn't on a Malaysia Airline flight, but it was a Malaysia Airlines code share. That means that, Malaysia Airlines was also selling tickets for this flight. So it still creeped me out a little bit. But anyway, it's midnight it's a 6.5 hour flight to Incheon. And then I kind of stumbled into this little bitty box of a hotel room in Incheon, and where I've stayed before. I think I may have even mentioned it on the show before. And now I'm looking at a 12-hour flight or whatever back to Dallas. So I'm really looking forward to that. The other really sad, scary, and funny thing is everywhere I go when I'm overseas this week, when I tell people I'm from Dallas, they're like, "Oh, Dallas," because of the Ebola stuff. So it turns out that hospital where the nurse got infected and the first patient came to and all that kind of stuff in Dallas is literally maybe 2 miles from my day job. I mean, it's walking distance from my day job and walking distance from a house I used to own there in Dallas. So I'm very, very familiar with the hospital. Been there many times, drive past it all the time. It's a premier hospital in Dallas, very, very high quality of care. So man, this stuff really close to home. And of course, the crazy liberal ad selling news media is just going bonkers, trying to get eyeballs on their stuff. And so they're spinning this up into as big a panic as they possibly can so they can make as much money as possible. Yeah, that's a little bit of a cynical view, but I can't imagine for most of these guys, it's very much far from the truth. For those of you real journalists who are, providing a watchdog function and using the First Amendment for good, I apologize, but I'm a little jaded on the commercial media these days. Anyway, I'm going home. So next time you hear the sound of my voice, I'll be on real recording equipment instead of this handheld stuff, and hopefully the audio quality will be a little better for you. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.
Hey, it's Mark again. I wanted to tell you one more time about this absolutely free resource that I have for helping people who are trying to get the big picture for internet marketing, actually get started and understand what all their choices are. If that's not you, there's no more content. You can skip to the end. But if you're someone who came to this podcast because you're searching for how to get started online and you just can't cut through all the noise, I get it. That was me. In 2007, when I was trying to get started, there were so many people throwing offers at me that I really couldn't even understand what all the different business models were. I couldn't understand how money moved around on the internet, and I couldn't really get a grip on what direction I wanted to go in so I could figure out how to move forward. I've created a free video resource for you just for that purpose at latenightim.com/explain. In several short videos, I just explained to you what internet marketing is all about and what online business is all about and the different options that you have for starting an online business. There's nothing to buy there. You just sign up for access and you get the videos just like that. So if that's interesting to you, or if you know someone who's in a same situation, send them that link, latenightim.com/explain. And let me know what you think. I'd love to hear what people are thinking that are in the exact same position that I was in more than a decade ago in 2007. In some ways, it seems like yesterday. And in some ways, it seems like an entire lifetime ago. Again, that's latenightim.com/explain.
Late night internet marketing.